Hello, audience, and welcome to Dr. Fazil TV show. We are in February 2022. I'm Dr. Fazil. I'm an internal medical specialist as well as nephrologist. I have been in medical practice for more than 15 years. Um, Today, the topic of discussion is actually not very um, pleasant, but is the fact I need to bring up to my audience, to my patients, to their families, that there's a rising epidemic of hospice. And I'm sure most of you have heard of the name hospice. It is also known as palliative care or comfort care. When it started back in the days, the idea of the hospice was if somebody have terminal condition and the life expectancy is less than 6 months, then you can call in hospice. Your primary care can sign off on the form saying patient has less than 6 months. And every 90 days, the primary care have to recertify that patient have still less than 6 months to live. And that's where the hospice come in for mostly for palliative care, like pain management and other day-to-day care of the patient. But lately, I have seen that it has been being vastly targeting the vulnerable patients which does not have diagnosis of terminal illness. For example, lately, and because of the HIPAA thing, I cannot give you the full detail of the patient's information, but lately I have an encounter among many encounters which I have to deal with hospice on day-to-day basis. The diagnosis was terminal illness Parkinsonism, which is kind of like a neurological condition. Sometimes people can get it, and where they get tremors in the hands and shuffling gait. That's what the most common side symptoms of Parkinsonism. This patient I'm talking about is an ex-Marine, and he actually have chronic Parkinsonism. So somewhere he got sick, minor illness maybe, end up in the healthcare facility, and from there it was discharged to um, assisted living, and somewhere there the hospice sneak in on this patient. Family have the wife has power of attorney, and as a matter of fact, when the patient was being treated, I explained to the wife, if the hospice come to you, because they do always, talk to me first if we need to go in that road, but I don't think so we need to. As I was anticipating it, the form sneaked into my desk and I was asked to sign the form. It says chronic terminal illness diagnosis Parkinsonism. As I said, that is not a terminal illness. The patient had it for 30 years. So I end up going to see the patient, and I wanted to see what's going on. And I was horrified to see how was the patient treated. The patient had was looked dehydrated and apparently had a COVID diagnosis and was obviously isolated. Um, I was refused to see the patient. I mean, I was told by the assisted living that that's her place, so I'm not allowed to come in and see the patient. So at that time, I did not have any choice but to call the police, call the sheriff department, and have them come and assist me to see the patient. Long story short, the patient was, I have to call the EMS, transfer the patient uh, to the healthcare facility, inpatient treatment was started, and so far, patient is been doing okay. Obviously, some dehydration, maybe some minor medication adjustment that was required, but in no way patient was terminal. And this is just one of the examples. It's like tip of the iceberg. And the point I'm trying to make is that this rise of the evil hand of the hospice, and I'm sure in a lot of places it's being used the way it's supposed to be, but we have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to be careful how your loved ones are being treated in those facilities. And this patient was told that he's going to be better off in the hospice, his medication, his pain is going to be taken care of. And we know that most patients, they do not make more than a month once they go in the hospital. That's the whole definition of being in the hospice. Life expectancy due to a terminal condition, less than 6 months. And I will assume you will have some kind of, for example, cancer which has been widespread, or illness like that, but not Parkinsonism. So anyway, I rescued the patient. Took me at least 6 hours that day. Have to call a lot of people in the higher places to get it done, but I get it done.
Now you can catch up with all of our previous shows on all Roku devices. Simply search for the Dr. Fazil Show channel and add it to your home screen. View our videos online by visiting our website at www.drfazilshow.com. Our videos are available on YouTube by searching for The Dr. Fazil Show. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The Dr. Fazil Show is available in multiple provider office waiting rooms across Yuma, Arizona. Don't forget to get your copy of Health Tips magazine and read about this interview, currently distributed across Yuma, Arizona.
But not all patients have that kind of opportunity or resources, especially when they're sick and the families are exhausted and tired and they're looking for directions. So my message to you guys, to my audience, to my patient is that watch out for those hospices. Talk to the primary care doctor. In some instances, I have even seen that when I have refused to sign hospice because I did not agree with the terminal illnesses diagnosis, the hospice told the patient to change to primary care doctor, and they go to another doctor, have him sign the paper, and after that the patient is dead. So I know there's the money involved. If I'm not mistaken, for each time the patient expires in hospice, they make somewhere around 6 figures of revenue. So it's a money-driven industry. So we have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. You have to be very vigilant. My job as a primary care doctor, being a healthcare professional, is to educate my audience and to my patients. Watch out for those hospices. Generally, they go to patients which are vulnerable. They go to churches. They go to places where patients are sick and looking for help, and they might not have terminal diagnosis. But this hospice, their evil hand grabs their bodies and have them go in the hospice, and that is the one-way entry. You never come back. You always, most of the time, they end up dying. So that's a death trap. So please watch out for those evil hospice practices, which tricks you into signing up for those services which you don't need, because the end result is always you being dying. And I don't agree with that. We're here to fight for your life, and those kind of hospices, as I said, I'm not generalizing it. I'm sure there's some good one out there too. But last night I was checking online. There's one company which start hospice businesses. They claim that they have started 50,000 hospices in 1 year alone. They were very proud of that. And you don't have to be a doctor to start a hospice business. Non-medical professionals start to run hospice businesses. Obviously, the goal is to make money at the cost of your life, at the cost of your life of your loved ones. Just keep in mind, especially with COVID epidemic going on, it is very easy to find people who are sick, just a little sick, not enough, but they get admitted in the hospice services. What happened is when they go to the hospice, they start them on the morphine drip. On the morphine drip, you would not be able to talk, communicate, look even more sick, and somewhere your breathing stops and you die. They generally don't feed you as well at the same time. So when you're dehydrated and not able to talk and communicate and unconscious, most people, family would agree that maybe that's what it is. But that's kind of like seemed like a chain reaction. So please watch out for those things. Call them as body brokers. That's what they are, the body brokers. If somebody come to you and they say they're your good friends, knock at your door and ask that they want you to sign up for a hospice because it's good for them, trust me, they are not your friends. Your primary care doctor or your healthcare professional is the best judge of when you need to be in the hospice and not otherwise. So watch out. God bless. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you for watching Dr. Fazil's show. We'll see you next time.